big in a lot of ways. He also writes comedy. Plays all around the island in New York City. And told me if I didn't say he's the biggest comic in New York, he'd beat the fuck out of me. So let's give a great round of applause for Biker Duke.
Like I said.
I want to be up front honest. I'm not really a comedian. I just ducked in here to avoid the cops. Am I the only one who thinks that police cars and ambulances should have different sounding sirens? Because I dive into a lot of rose bushes for no apparent fucking reason. I'll tell you, I took my bike here tonight. Well, kind of. I only made it halfway. I ran out of gas, which really pisses me off because I thought I siphoned enough to make it all the way here. And no one wants to pick you up on the side of the road when you look like me. I saw you zip by me, lady. Even the cab drivers are afraid to stop. I had to take a city bus. Those motherfuckers are hard to drive. But it's great to be up on a stage with a bright light shining on me and nobody saying, "Number 3, take a step to your right, please." And people look at me, they think I'm a bad guy, but I'm a good guy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll kill you if I have to. I killed somebody once in my life, and I have to live with it every single day. But when I say I don't want Girl Scout cookies, I don't fucking want them. And I'm not a saint. I'm really not. I'm 60 years old. Been to jail once in my entire life. It was for 9 years, but put that one up on the old resume. Now, before I get going, I always dedicate my set to my late father, who taught me so much about love, life, and laughter. I'll never forget his last words to me. "Duke, are you still holding that fucking ladder?" He gave me a lot of good advice in his life. He once told me, he goes, "You gotta go that extra mile for your customers." He could have been the most hated New York City cab driver ever. And I tried to get in touch with him once, I really did. I got a Ouija board, and I wanted to get a message. And all I kept getting was, staying alive. Staying alive. And I thought to myself, I bought a fucking Ouija board. Now, I come from a fucked up family. It's the truth. This is a true story. My grandfather beat my grandmother to death. Not with a stick or anything physically. He just died first. And when I was a kid, every time my parents would swear, they would always look at me and say, "Pardon our French." You know how brutal it was for me my first day of school when the teacher says, "Does anyone speak French?" Now I have to tell you, before I became a comedian, I tried other jobs. True, I worked in a sperm bank, but I got fired because the complaints of my female co-workers. Every time a new client would come in, I'd say, "Get a load of that guy." I wanted to invent the ultimate female sex toy. And ladies, we know you do them because statistics don't lie. 70% of all women have used vibrators. The other 30% have new ones. Alright? Now, I wanted to invent the ejaculating cock. And I sent a pattern out. And they sent me back a patent for an ejaculating clock. Now, I don't know if that was a typo, if they were just fucking with me. I don't even know if this item's gonna sell. I guess we'll find out when the time comes, right? I read 29% of all pet owners let their pets sleep in bed with them. So I tried it. Fucking goldfish died. I went to a puppy store. Salesman said to me, "Would you care to see a Cocker Spaniel?" I said, "I'll see the Spaniel." I ended up buying a Labrador, and I named her Crystal Meth. I always wanted a crystal meth lab. I actually forced my dog to watch those animal cruelty commercials, just so she knows how fucking good she has it. I have a confession to make. Yesterday I slept with my best friend's wife, and today I feel terrible. I think she gave me like a cold or a flu or something. You ever walk into a room and forget what the hell you came in there for? Well, that happened to me, and until I felt that urine coming down my leg, I had no idea. And I'll tell you, I'm getting fat, which really bothers me, because I used to be an athlete. I used to run half marathons. Not really, I just quit halfway through a regular marathon, but it sounds a lot better when you say that. And actually joined an aerobics class. The instructor told me next time I come to wear looser fitting clothing. Told her if I had looser fitting clothing, I wouldn't have joined this fucking class. They put me on a diet, they told me just to say no. That didn't work. The lady'd say, "Is that enough pasta?" I'd say no. And my ex-wife, she used to make fun of me because of my weight. One day I came out of the shower and she said to me, "Look at your gut. I bet you can't even see your dick under that gut." She goes, "You should dye it." I said, "Why? What color is it now?" I look at a young crowd like you. I remember my first comedy show. The comedian wanted a lot of crowd participation. He wanted us all to make our best sex noises all at once. You should have seen his face when I started screaming, "Uncle Dave, stop, please, Uncle Dave!" He kicked me out of there. Now, I'll tell you, I'm single. I was married. We were happy for 27 years, and then we met. The divorce was my fault, though. I just couldn't get along. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get along with the other guys she was seeing. But we didn't give up. No, we went to counseling, and the counselor said to us, "Well, what do you guys have in common?" And I said, "Well, for starters, neither of us sucks dick." That was the end of the counseling. That was the end of the marriage. We agreed to split the house, and I got the outside. We still get along once in a while, because my wife will send me a nice text. Something like "wishing you were here," but that's usually when she's walking through the cemetery. Now, as a single guy, I have no rap at all, which is bad. I mean, I have no rap. I went into a bar, I saw some girl, I said, "You know, you remind me of my little toe." And she said, "Why? Because I'm small and cute?" I said, "No, hopefully I'll be banging you against my coffee table in an hour." Went up to another woman, I said, "How would you like the best fuck you ever had?" She looked at me and she said, "I don't think so." I said, "Then I'm the guy for you." I went out dancing, I'll tell you. I was the hit of the dance floor. They played the twist, I twisted. They played jump, I jumped. They played Come On Eileen, and they kicked my motherfucking ass out. I actually got so nervous that I wasn't going to meet somebody. I went to a psychic. I don't believe in them, but I went. And this one was pretty good. She actually told me, she said, "You know, I see you coming into some money." The next night I fucked this girl named Penny. Is that weird? Is that freaky or what? I had another girl, she wanted to have sex with me on the hood of her Honda Civic. I refused. I said, "When I'm ready to have sex on the hood of a car, it's going to be on my own accord." That's right. And I joined the dating site. Turned out to be the wrong dating site. It was exclusively for Pakistanis and Indians. It was called Connect the Dots. Okay, I met some crazy women. I got good dates, though. I took this one girl horseback riding. We had a great time until I ran out of quarters. Dated another girl with a lazy eye, but I had to end it. I kept thinking she was seeing other guys on the side. I was in bed with this girl, and she said, "You know, Duke, after I have an orgasm, I like to kiss and cuddle until I fall asleep. What do you do?" I said, "Usually I delete my browsing history and flush the tissues down the toilet." Another woman said to me, "Duke, make love to me like they do in the movies." So I ripped open her blouse, I bit her nipples, I pulled her pants down, I smacked her in the ass, I turned her around, I fucked her doggy style, and then I took her head and I made her suck me off until I shot a load in her face. It was at that point that I realized, I don't think we watch the same movies. And I'll tell you, I gave up on relationships. I don't want relationships. I decided I wanted to have an affair, and I did. I had a great affair with this blind woman. You know what the hardest part about having an affair with a blind woman is? It's trying to get her husband's voice down pat. That was it. I'll tell you. And then I met this one woman. She was old. She was 70 years old. But she wasn't bad looking. We went back to her house. Next thing you know, it's hot and heavy. We're both naked. And I'm going to give her oral sex. You know, I made 3 attempts to do it. I just couldn't do it. I finally looked at her and I said, "Lady, your pussy stinks." She said to me, she said, "You know, it's my arthritis." I said, "You got arthritis in your pussy?" She said, "No, it's in my shoulder. I just can't wipe my ass." I know, I'm going to hell for that one, I know. I love traveling.
I love traveling.
I do, I love traveling. I took a nice flight. The flight attendant said to me, very pretty flight attendant, she said, "Do you care for some headphones?" I said, "Absolutely. How do you know my name was Phones?" I ended up in Thailand, and these 2 women came up to me and they said to me they'd like to sleep with me, have a menage. It would be like the greatest day of my life. It would be like winning the lottery. Unfortunately, they were right. While we were in bed, I noticed we had 6 matching balls. And let me tell you, I can do a lot of shit. I just can't do the gay shit. In fact, I'm so not gay, I can't even chew that gum that squirts in your mouth. Anyways, this morning, I was making breakfast. Doorbell rang. It was a Jehovah's Witness. I invited him in, gave him some coffee, gave him a donut, and I said to him, "So what's this Jehovah's Witness stuff about?" He said he really didn't know. He never got that far. And I'll just leave you with these final words. It doesn't matter if it's black, if it's white, if it's tall, short, new, old. It's what is inside that counts. And that's why I love my refrigerator. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, let's hear it for Biker Duke, man. I told you.